We got Nikolaus here, and basically what I'm gonna be doing is showing the lifestyle that's possible on the other side when you recover from your addiction, such as marijuana, such as smoking hashish, such as drinking yourself drunk, such as taking nicotine pouches, such as vaping. All of these habits that are negative, all of these addictions that hold young boys' potential back. Because when I was 15, that's all I was doing. I was running to the alcohol, thinking it was gonna save me from my trauma. I was running to the nicotine pouches, thinking it was gonna give me some kind of relief. And I was running, smoking J's like a little boy, because I was doing it at 15, 16. And now, these days, in my generation, Generation Z, because I'm only 20 years old, I'm about to be 21 in August. And what I see in Generation Z is that they're so weak-minded. They make me look weak. I'm not weak, homie. I got myself out from those fucking addictions. I saw how much pain they were causing, not only in my life, but also in my stepdad's life, because he was a total drunk. My stepdad was the biggest loser. He quit his job and he started living off my mother's paycheck. And my mother put the pants on in the relationship, and I was basically raised by her my whole life. This is the fucking environment I was sculpted by through my living environment in the family home. He was beating my mom up when he got drunk at times, and that caused me a lot of pain. And I was growing up with this pain within me, and I thought I had no one to talk to about it, and which led me to not even want to stay at home once they started popping bottles and drinking. So I just went out to the streets, and on the streets, I thought I was escaping it, but in reality, it only led me to even more pain. And as I was growing up and running to the streets, I started watching these movies, the Top Boy series. I started watching Breaking Bad. I was watching Scarface. I was watching these gangster movies, the movies that portray a gangster lifestyle, which only led me to believing, oh, this is how I should live. This is my life too. I should live a gangster life. Because I have an older brother, and he grew up in the hood, because my mom was not born in Sweden. She came to Sweden, Stockholm 30 years ago, and then she realized that it's the worst country. Yeah, she came up, they gave her, the state gives you an apartment, the state gives you some money, the state helps you out, but after a while you just realize that, damn, I don't want to be another fucking worker. That's what I realized when I started going to the trading school, the plumber. It's not trading, online trade school. As a trade, you learn a skill and then you work, you become a worker. Once I realized that, hey, there's another path and there's more potential within me that I could realize when I only put myself and you have discipline. And my discipline was sculpted by the gym. And these people who live in Stockholm, Sweden, they have such a negative mentality. And I realized that once I started walking on the right path, and I was like, damn, these people are jealous as hell. These people don't know how to think straight. They need nicotine in their life. They need the hash in their life to feel good. And I was thinking the same way, and I was thinking that when I was a little boy. So at 15 and at 16, eventually, once I grew up, once I started going to the gym, all that went out of my life slowly but surely, because I realized that, hey, I have more potential within me. I even started training MMA and mixed martial arts such as BJJ. I was training boxing, I was training kickboxing, and when I was smoking, I was realizing that this was only holding my potential back, because when you smoke and then you go train, man, I'm trying to be the best at that. Whenever I go into something and I start something, I only see the full vision. I only see the big vision of it. I don't go in with something and half-ass it, because that's not my personality. When I start something, I want to become the best at it. I want to be at the top. That's why I'm on the top right now, introducing myself to you who's watching me and who's gonna get coached by me, because I coached Max, a 15-year-old boy. He just what he did when he joined my community is that he smashed 500 push-ups for the first time in 1 hour and 30 minutes at 15 years old. At 15 years old, all I was thinking about was, how should I go get some pussy? How should I get some snooze? How should I smoke a J? And this 15-year-old that joined my community and participated smashed 500 push-ups, man. That's the kind of impact I make these days. And then we also got Ty from US. He took 2 pieces of advice from me and he started transforming his body from home. I told him, hey bro, this is the workout plan and this is the type of diet. And then a couple weeks later, he's like, yeah brother, I'm seeing results, I'm happy and appreciate you, Nico, within my community because of the impact I told him to make. I told him to go get it done. And what did he do? He saw me, he recognized himself in me, and he saw that, oh shit, Nico, he be smoking a lot of weed. I've also smoked a lot of weed, but look at Nico now. Look, he's not smoking weed no more. He's not drinking alcohol no more. He's not participating in these parties. What are you partying for? There's no reason to party when you're 15, 16 years old. This is only an excuse. And what are you even talking about at these parties? You talk about nonsense. I'm not about having meaningless conversations these days. My purpose is to encourage and bring up these young boys, these young men. And when you're over 20 years old and you're still smoking joints, you're still drinking alcohol, and you think that's all right, that's not all right. You still think like a little boy. And you're making me look dumb. And I'm only 20 years old. I'm in Generation Z. My whole Generation Z, they believe anything they see on the fucking internet, man. They can't even think for themselves anymore. That's the problem with my generation, that they experience life through this artificial phone. I experience life for real. That's what I did when I was growing up on the streets. I was on the streets doing all the bullshit, which gave me all the experience. Then I self-reflected on that experience when I came to Spain about 3 years ago, and that gave me the wisdom, and that helped me realize that I made a bunch of mistakes, and I came to a conclusion to that. It helped me start moving forward in life, and boom, now I'm 20 years old. I'm helping and supporting other young men to grow just like I did, like Zante did in my community. I have another guy, and I got Harry. I also helped him start out his life structure organized. That's what I do. I help structure your life as you come into the community, and then I help you apply the information. You have this phone and you have a Google bias. Oh, I'll just Google what Nico did. You don't know what kind of I had to break limiting beliefs. I had to make mistakes. When you join a community like mine and you have a coach like me, a recovery coach who has been there and done that, it's gonna be a whole different type of transformation, because I'm gonna tell you how it is. And you're just gonna go ahead and get it done because you know that I've been there, done that. So I'm speaking from a more enlightened perspective. I'm speaking from a perspective that is above your perspective. Your perspective is still down here, artificial, thinking you're gonna Google it, thinking you're gonna quit one day. Me, I'm up here. I'm watching you. Look at this little peon. I'm not trying to mimic Tate, but that's like, I'm not trying to bully you or nothing, but it's like, brother, you gotta come up the mountain with me to be able to see what's down there. That's the community, that's the perspective, that's the system, and that's the application. When you apply the system that I've created within my community with other young boys and change your mentality around, you're gonna be able to look down at all of those people who still go to their parties, who still need to cope with their drinking, who still need a crutch within their lives, and you're gonna be like, look at all these losers. They can't move forward in life and they blame it on their trauma. They can't move forward on their life and they still have a grudge on somebody. I don't hold no grudges. I don't got no trauma in my life, because why would I hold a grudge on something that happened to me. Life is about what you make it to be. It's not what happens to you. When something happens to you, how are you gonna make it to be better for yourself? That's what I'm all about these days. And I encourage all the young men to be strong physically, mentally, especially when nobody else does not want to be strong. Recovery coach Nico on the top of the mountain, speaking to you from an enlightened and high perspective with high vibes. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout out to everybody who's commenting. Shout out to everybody who's liking the videos. Shout out to everybody who's subscribing. And shout out to everybody who's in SAB.